So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you're doing well, and I'm glad you've come to watch out this video. Always appreciate you clicking on that video, and just want to remind you of that. So, what we're going to be going over in this video is literally just going to be a yap session. So, I know some of you guys get some value from me just putting down a bunch of notes and going through it, lessons that I've learned, the way that we set up systems. So this is exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a 7-figure OnlyFans freelance scaling yap session. Okay, so you get to see some information that will help you successfully build a 7-figure OnlyFans freelance scaling business. Okay, so ultimately getting to 7 figs with your OnlyFans freelance scaling business is very simple. Okay, there's some people who like to overcomplicate business. I'm not one of those people. I like to keep it nice and simple because simplicity is what scales. Okay, so a few simple foundations in place is what scales the business to reaching heights of 7 figures. And it's literally just 4 systems that you need to build for your OnlyFans business. And then scaling becomes effortless and, heck, I may even say it, fun. So what are those 4 systems that you need? Now, if you're an avid watcher of any of my videos, you'll know the systems that I'm talking about, which is 1, the recruitment. So the ability to sign high-ticket OnlyFans models. So you don't need to sign dozens or even hundreds of models to actually be making any money. And I've mentioned the benefits of this at length. So the benefits are that you get to work with better models who are more committed to building an OnlyFans account, so you don't have to deal with any of the personal issues that come from models doing OnlyFans because they're already there. They've already got a big presence when it comes to doing OnlyFans. And you're going to have more satisfaction because you're working with bigger accounts, which means you get bigger ticket clients. You get to have bigger paychecks coming in. You can get like 15 grand in one shot. It feels nice when you're doing like bi-weekly, 15 grand comes in, really nice. And in addition to that, it's a lot less hassle. Don't need to be managing a ton of model accounts, literally just a few high-ticket OnlyFans accounts. They are super satisfied because your attention and focus is on them, not on all these other models, and it's a win-win for you and your model. So we have recruitment. We then have onboarding system. So to bring on the models professionally and efficiently for ease of management. So being able to efficiently sign these models is something that is crucial and lots of people overlook. First impressions do matter, and if anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying to you. So making sure that you demonstrate a good first impression to these models when they say, yes, screw it, I'm going to join your agency. And then promotion, so being able to flood your OnlyFans models with high-spending subscribers, so deliver value to the OnlyFans model account. And then management, so automate the back-end management, so you can increase the spend of each subscriber in the account, okay? And those 4 systems are all you need. And I promise you that if you have these 4 systems running in your business and working, you're going to struggle to not achieve $50,000 a month. If you're signing high-ticket OnlyFans models, you're onboarding them effectively, you're able to get them subscribers, and you've got a management system that is able to convert those subscribers into spending lots of money, it's going to be very difficult for you to not make money. It's actually going to become difficult for you because these systems are going to be running, and they're going to be running with or without you. So it's just a question of you just overseeing it and making sure that you don't just completely slack off and do nothing and just leave these systems alone because these systems do need management, okay? So let me break each one down for you. So we have the recruitment system, okay? So the recruitment system is nice and simple. As we discussed, this is the goal of the recruitment system, and this is what the output that we're looking for as well. So for the system, we have to build the agency foundations. Now, if you haven't already, click the link below where you can go and join OFM Launchpad, where we help you build the agency foundations. We basically, in 2 hours or less, we help you set up your OnlyFans agency foundations. So you've got the website, the socials, branding, all of the foundations in place that you need sorted, creating your offer so you have a clear offer that you're bringing to the market, knowing the market that you're actually pitching your services to. Beginner stuff, if you're not understanding or not taking time to learn who you're actually selling a service to, then this isn't for you, because that's the foundation of selling anything, is that you need to be able to understand what you're actually selling and the value of what you're selling as well. And then we have crafting the model attraction assets. So model attraction asset is something that you build. It could be a Google Sheet, it could be a PDF, it could be a document, it could be a community, so a Telegram group where you offer retweets for retweets model, something that delivers value to model in the form of either saving them time or making them money. Those are the two core value propositions that you're going to be providing to OnlyFans models. So for value building, you want to make sure that it's something that as soon as they implement it, they get some value from. So it could be like a pre-made sexting script, something that they can implement, saves them time, and they can start generating sales just by using this script on subscribers. Maybe they're clueless on how to actually manage these subscriber interactions. It needs to be quick win focused. So you don't want to build something out super elaborate, which isn't actually giving a quick win. If someone's got to read 200 pages or something, and it's not exactly clear on what they need to do, then it's not a good model attraction asset. That's fluff. We want something that's quick win. Boom, I implemented this, or boom, I joined this group. I got a retweet from a girl, so I got X number of subscribers coming in. Or I implemented this, and I now know exactly where my fault is, so I can go ahead and get started with tackling that fault with my OnlyFans business head on. Okay, something that gives them a quick win. So it could be an audit, cheat sheet, leverage, something that delivers value to them quickly, okay? So we build a model attraction asset so we can send this out to models. We don't have to personalize value to each model because that's going to be time consuming. We want something we can automate. So we build this once, we can then send it out to a bunch of models, and it builds trust, it builds rapport, demonstrates their expertise, and they are looking to sign with our agency after seeing this sheet. We then send DMs to models offering the model attraction asset. So split test the sub niches. So if you're reaching out to different sub niches like e-girls, MILFs, girl next door, these different sub niches on OnlyFans, you want to make sure you're split testing to see which one responds better to your message. Split test the messaging as well. So often I hear people say, "Oh, it's super difficult to sign OnlyFans models." Well, it isn't. It really isn't. Signing OnlyFans model is easy. It's just a question of just sending some DMs. Your DMs could be terrible. You could sign an OnlyFans model. The thing you need to focus on is signing high quality OnlyFans models. So models are already doing over 5K a month on OnlyFans, so you can manage them and take them to that next step, because the quality models is the quality of the client, which really dictates how much money you can make for your OnlyFans agency and how much hassle you can have. So you need to basically split test your messaging so you know which one performs well. What message are you sending? What response rate are you getting? And we record this all in an outreach tracking sheet. So are people interested in the model attraction asset? Okay, so people aren't opting in for the model attraction asset. If that's the issue, then we need to either pivot our messaging. So the selling of the model attraction asset, we pivot that, it still doesn't work, then okay, the model attraction asset isn't valuable. Okay, because if you DM someone saying, "Hey, can I just send over this free value to you?" Why would they say no? They're only going to say no if you're not doing it in the right way, or you're not demonstrating the value of it, or it's not actually valuable, okay? And then build up a follow mechanism. So we want to build a follow-up mechanism so we can collect the model's contact info. So in exchange for giving them some free value, we say, "Hey, have you got a number I can send that to? Have you got an email I can send that over to?" And then once we get their number and email, we can then put them in an SMS drip sequence, which just automates the selling process to book them in on a call. And then once they hop on a call, we can then close them. Okay, so sales calls, literally a 40% close rate, which is considered a very high close rate in any sales profession. If you are someone who understands sales, 40% is basically unheard of. But OnlyFans models are relatively unsophisticated, so selling to them is relatively easy. Plus, what you're offering is a 50% rev share, and you can include guarantees in there, and that's just going to allow you to have a 40% close rate. So you want to be optimizing until you get that close rate, and you want to be doing a sales tracking, so you track the numbers so you know how well you're actually doing with your sales process. Cool. We then have setting up the strategy. So the strategy is simple. Set up the agency foundations, automate value providing via building a pre-built model attraction asset, leverage a virtual assistant to outreach to models and record the warm leads generated, put the warm leads into automated follow-up mechanism, and then you're going to be getting calls come through. It's just a question of closing those calls and recording your sales numbers. Nice and simple. You can automate all of this. Literally got to build all of this once. And then you can automate it via a virtual assistant sending those DMs for you. And then you just have to hop on calls and close models, which is super easy. And if you haven't already, check out another video where I walk through closing a model on a live sales call so you can see exactly how easy it is. Okay, cool. So we then have the onboarding system. So the system for the onboarding is simple. We want to craft a contract. We want to send it over to them, collect an online signature from them. So online signature, so we send it to their email, they sign it, we get an IP address, cool, that's all a valid contract that we then have. So we know that we're going to be working with these models, providing value to them. We don't want to get ripped off by them or anything. We then craft the onboarding workflow. So email reminders, sending out the onboarding email to them. So clear steps on, click this link to join our Slack workspace. Click this link to book in your first call. Click in this questionnaire form so we get to understand the model we're working with better. Click this link to give us access to your details. Again, something you build once, or if you join our mentorship program, something that's already built for you, and then it's just implemented so you don't need to worry about any of this in the future, all automated. So workspace invite them to Slack where they can speak to your team if you have team, or they can speak to just yourself. Then build the client folder. In the client folder, you give them access to it on Google Drive. You then send over, in the client folder, there's reporting, so they get to see week by week reporting on how exactly their account is doing. So they get to see you're reinforcing the value that you're providing to them week by week. Content repository, so they can easily access this folder and upload their content to it. So when they do create content, all they have to do from now on is take some content, upload it to a folder, and that's it. Everything else is hands off. And then a welcome pack, welcome them to the agency, making them feel at home and walking them through how everything works. All they need to do. Cool. You then have the onboarding call workflow, which you can set up Calendly automation to just completely automate that. So again, something you just need to build once, and once you've got it built, it's completely automated from then on out. Cool. So we now have a system where we can sign high ticket OnlyFans models. We then have a system where we can onboard them so they know exactly what they're doing, and we know exactly what our roles are. We can easily access content that we need to use because OnlyFans is just a content marketing business on the front end to get subscribers, on the back end for management. So we need to collect that content efficiently. Within the client folder as well, we do have content creation guides. So they'll find that within the content repository. Again, stuff that's already built out, content creation guides. We have this type of content, leggings content, general pics and selfies. We need X amount of this, all just completely automated. And then we have the strategy. So set up the onboarding assets, install the Zapier automation workflow. So Zapier, if you're unfamiliar with it, it's just automation software where as soon as you send the contract, you can put in their details that send a contract over to them. It will send the onboarding workflow. It will set up the client folder and it will send the onboarding workflow. Okay, cool. We then have the management system. So the management system of being able to automate the back-end account management so we can increase the spend of each of these subscribers. So we have the system, which is first select a niche. So we have a niche builder, which we send over to the models. They fill it out. And from the information they put into that sheet, we can then generally calculate in terms of, we can accurately calculate what sort of niche they perform best in. And it's important, niching is a priority when it comes to actually management of the account because we need congruency from everything. And the thing with niching is it's something you need to do once and it has massive returns, okay? So picking an online persona, so for example, picking, this model is going to be an e-girl and we can then create e-girl related content. OnlyFans is a competitive landscape in terms of other models competing against other models. And you can't just stand out based on looks. It has to be something deeper than that. And that's what the niche aims to resolve, is going that layer deeper to identify the particular fetishes, the particular fantasy that a model will be appealing to. So why a subscriber would choose to subscribe to this girl rather than another OnlyFans girl. We then craft the model's OnlyFans account. So setting up the display picture, the banner image, the bio, the welcome message. This is all within OnlyFans, so we have good subscription rates when people show up to the OnlyFans and they decide when they want to subscribe. And when they do subscribe, they get a nice welcome message which sells content and reinforces why they subscribed. We then set up the pay-per-view SOPs. So pay-per-views is mass messages that you send out on OnlyFans to a bunch of different subscribers. So you the model creates a bit of content. You then attach a price tag to the content and you send it out to all the different subscribers the model has. So you want to have accurate pricing. So we have pricing guides that we use for pay-per-views. You want to have pay-per-view weekly rota, so a sheet where you can track what pay-per-views you're sending out and you can rotate those. Pay-per-view content connection, and then a pay-per-view calendar as well. Okay, nice and simple. You then have the wall feed. So the wall feed SOPs is essentially when someone joins, they have a wall that they can scroll down, just like any social media, which is essentially the model's wall page. Okay, like if on Instagram there was a private account, someone clicked follow, they would then request that, they get approved. That could be similar to people click and subscribe, and then when they do join, they then have the content on the profile, and that's essentially what the wall feed is on OnlyFans. Okay, so you want to make sure you're using structuring on your wall feeds, not to overwhelm them, making sure you use good content types as well, wall feed content connection, and then a wall feed calendar, so you can just completely automate this process, again with SOPs. And then building a channel workflow. So another part of automating an OnlyFans account is having a chatter in the model's DMs to initiate chats with subscribers, get them horny, and get them spending money on models' content, okay, by having interactive conversations with these subscribers. So you need scouting to find a good quality chatter. So we have a private group on Facebook, which we manage, which we then use. We have 8,000 members of people who are looking to be chatters, and we train them up. We select the best ones out of that community, and we use them for our own personal agency, and we also give those to those inside of our mentorship program. You then have the onboarding of the chatter, so making sure they're fully onboarded, they've got like an email, they know how to access the Slack, they know what they need to be doing. We then give them training, so continuous training on exactly how to manage these chats, as well as giving them access to the sexing scripts, stuff like that. They need to use the reporting. So we have end-of-day reports that the chatters send out. We have a scorecard so they compete against other chatters for prizes, all just reporting to just keep them accountable and to know exactly how much each chatter is making. And then we then have weekly meetings with these chatters just to make sure that they're doing good and they're keeping up with the good work. And then you have setting up shout-out for shout-out SOPs. So shout-out for shout-out is what models can do with each other. They can shout out other OnlyFans girls, and in return, they get a shout-out from that model. So you can kind of share audiences across and cross-promote across different OnlyFans models, okay? So network access, shout-out for shout-out rota, and then shout-out for shout-out content connection. So the strategy is very simple. Set up the model niche and strategy, build the OnlyFans page to reflect the model's niche, craft SOPs and content calendars for the wall feed, pay-per-views, sexting, and shout-out for shout-outs, plug and play a chatter inside the model account, track and make improvements. Boom, all completely automated. Cool. So we then have the promotion system. So the goal of the promotion system to flood your OnlyFans models with high spending subscribers. So the system is nice and simple. We build promotional assets. So promotion is just the art of acquiring eyeballs onto our model's OnlyFans account, but not only acquiring eyeballs, but acquiring the right eyeballs. So people have fetishes and fantasies that relate to the model's niche. So we want to build out promotional assets. So Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, dating apps, forums. So build them out profile for Discord, FetLife, tube sites. We then craft SOPs, so standard operating procedures around this. So around account creation to build these accounts. Around account access, so how people can go ahead and access these accounts. Around content access, so how they can access the content in order to use for these promotion. And then the promotion strategy, running automations and bots and reporting. So literally that's all it is. Virtual assistants having access to the content, having the ability to access the account, having the ability to set up accounts, and then to literally just run a promotion strategy on these accounts that work. So we have a promotion strategy for Instagram, for Twitter, for TikTok, etc. They run a winning promotional strategy. They run some automations and bots on those accounts as well. And then we have reporting. So we know exactly how well these accounts are performing, where the subscribers are coming from. And if something starts performing a lot better than other promotional assets, then we start doubling down on that particular platform for that model. And then we want to be tracking the promotional campaigns. So we can use fans metric link tracking. So fans metric is an OnlyFans CRM. You can set up a link tracking in that, so you can see exactly what subscribers coming through and the spend of those subscribers. Not only can you see how many subscribers you're acquiring from each platform, but you can see the quality of the subscriber as well, in terms of how much money they continue to spend in the account. So maybe you're getting more subscribers from TikTok, but you're getting less subscribers from Reddit. However, with the less subscribers from Reddit, they're ultimately spending more in the account. So you want to make sure that you're not just factoring in how many subscribers you're getting, but what sort of quality of subscribers you're getting as well. And that's where fans metric link tracking comes in handy. And then from tracking, you can do promotional improvements. Some people say to me, how do you know to do all this stuff? It looks like magic. I don't know how you know to do these moves. I'm saying, well, the reason I know that I need to change X, Y, and Z is because I've tracked it, because I've made the change, I've tracked the performance of that change, and I've seen, has it had a positive effect or has it a negative effect? If it has a negative effect, we go back to square one. If it has a positive effect, we keep that change. And it's through this continuous improvement, continuous feedback loop that we're actually able to build out winning promotional strategies and SOPs. So we have promotional improvements, then we have VA check-ins and accountability. So as for the chatters, with these virtual assistants, you need to be managing them, just keeping them accountable, setting goals for them, saying, okay, we want to get up the amount of subscribers we're getting to this amount. This is your goal for the next week. And just checking in on them and checking in on the reporting and the work that they're doing. So the strategy is very simple. Identify top performing promotional medium for the model, build promotional assets for top performing promotional medium, craft and set up SOPs for the promotional medium, plug and play virtual assistant to execute the SOPs, track promotional campaign performance to positive return on investment, and launch new promotional medium and rinse and repeat. Nice and simple. So I hope you've enjoyed this YAP session. I'm literally just powered through exactly the 4 systems that you need to build a successful OnlyFans freelance getting business. I've gone through exactly what these systems entail. And if you're interested in just getting these systems that we've built and tested and are still running at my agency, hand it over to you on a silver plate, along with private one-to-one mentorship to help you implement these systems and basically hold your hand to help you build this. Then book in a call down below, and we've had some really successful students. You can go to OnlyFans Millions, you can check out on Instagram, you can check out all the case studies we have. We literally have 42 consulting members inside of this program, and as you can see, we've got a ton of testimonials, so it's a really good program. And I recommend anyone who's serious about building an OnlyFans freelance getting business to book in that call ASAP. So take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.